So Frank, there's this picture of Neil Dellacroce. I guess he's at a party or maybe a wedding. I don't know. And he's got this chimp next to him. I guess he's shaking its hand. And you told me actually that this was a chimp that belonged to Ronald Monkey Man Filocomo, Bonanno associate.
Yes, yeah. I thought you said pimp for a second. No,
No, no,
chimp.
chimpanzee. I'm pretty sure it's a chimp. I mean, I'm not a primate expert. I'm pretty sure that's a chimpanzee.
Yeah,
Um,
it is a chimp. Yes, I was. Yes, I was in the MDC, the famous MDC in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, waiting for just waiting for my case or whatever was going on at the time, while the Bonanno family was being freaking taken down violently, not violently, but you know what I mean, by the prosecutors, and I get to meet Monkey Man. Monkey Man, they're bringing in this guy, and he was involved in the Sonny Black murder. I was going to co-defendant meetings at the time. They had just brought him in, and the person that had brought him in was his kind of guy on the street, a skipper, who was Frank Lino, and he gets taken down, and they put him on my floor. And here's this guy like looking around. You could tell like he's never been in jail before. And I'm introduced to him by the other inmates. This guy's he's one of your co-defendants. I'm like, oh, I didn't know who he was. So he's introduced. So Jack had a thing about Jack DeRoche. I'm sorry, Columbo underboss,
yeah.
about talking to guys who pass his time that way, Rec. And he would sit down and talk with Monkey Man. One and I did, Ronnie. His name was Ronnie. And one day he brings me over. He goes, well, Ronnie, well, tell Frankie the story about the monkey you used to have. And I was curious. They called him Monkey Man. I didn't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he would start telling the story. Yeah, I had a monkey back in the day. I go, like a real monkey, like a little small one. He goes, no, like a chimpanzee. I go, like the ones in the circus. He goes, yeah. He goes, he goes, he goes, yeah, it was like my child. I used to bring him around. I go, really? He go, yeah, I used to bring him around to the bars, but the bars. He goes, well, I lived upstairs from a bar, and the monkey knew his way down, like from the fire escape.
Yeah, yeah,
He'd come down, and he would come in through the back door of this bar, that there in Brooklyn on Avenue U, I believe it was in. And, it was a
okay.
mob bar, fucking people. Monkeys wasn't the least of their problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still abnormal, weird. And he used to sit down in the bar. He used to give him a shot. And he used to have a shot there, and he used to wait. And Monkey Man Ronnie would come home from work and pick him up and go back. The monkey's name was Stacy. And everybody knew the monkey. He was the inspiration to, if you ever see Mob Wives,
Yeah.
the drunken monkey, the bar where Big Ann Jones.
Right, yeah, Big Ange. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the drunken monkey.
so she named the bar the Drunken Monkey after Ronnie Filocomo's chimp.
Monkey. Yeah, Stacy, 100%.
Really? That's
Yeah.
funny. I mean, and rest in peace, Big Ange. I mean, she was known. I mean, she admitted it. I mean, she was always known to date wise guys and be around. She loved it, according to her. So,
She was one of the more likable of the bunch
yeah,
for
she seemed
sure.
really cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she was. And
yeah,
but back to the monkey, I said, so this is, now I know this fucking guy's a weirdo, but at the same time, he's there for fucking killing Sonny Black. That's a big major fucking hit. I'm saying to myself, okay, why are you still alive? I mean, I would be worried about somebody like you, because I also found out that he was, guess what, a correction officer one
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, his dad was made, and he used to pester him at one point about getting made. He never got made, never would have got made. But and to boot, he even rumor had it too. This is according to Frank Coppa, and I've heard this from other people too, that he had a trans woman, I guess you would call it these days, named Cher, like one of these Cher
Male, male to
impersonators,
female.
as his chick girl on the side. This is prior to him getting married, because
Oh,
that kind
wow.
of split his relationship with the monkey. But I'll get to that when he met his
So he was
fiance.
apparently dating a male to female, a trans woman or whatever, having an affair with a trans woman.
Yeah, yeah, which is fucking welcome to the crazy world of the bananas, 1980, sir. And Brooklyn style, you know what I mean? I don't
Uh,
know. Yeah, for sure. This is the whole Tommy Karate crew,
well, he was a
everything, you know.
pioneer. He was a pioneer.
Yeah, making the mob gay again. Um, yeah, whatever. But to each their own. Whatever he wants, it's all good. But yeah, this monkey was a trip. I used to love hearing the monkey stories. Not so much his, but the monkey ones, because he was a little chemically imbalanced. You know what I mean? And he'd tell his stories. And my favorite was when the freaking monkey closed the Verrazano Bridge. So Ronnie's dad was driving a monkey around. I don't know. It was a family thing, I guess. So he was coming home from Brooklyn to Staten Island or vice versa. I don't remember the
Okay.
direction. The monkey's in the front seat, jumps off the freaking the car
Get the
and
fuck out.
starts running around Verrazano Bridge, the cables swinging around, fucking like doing every. And he closes the bridge up, and fucking
What?
people like today's age, today's the animal
Oh
control would have
shit.
that monkey, well, either tranquilized and back in the freaking cage or something.
Oh yeah.
But after 4 hours, they calm him down. He goes back to the old man, gets in the car, laughing, whatever he does, and they leave. On the way, the old man cracks him in the mouth. Like what the fuck did you like? You would hit I guess your kid if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did something. Well, I didn't say that. Okay, watch all the people you hit your kid, but you know what I mean. Smack him in the ass if fucking they did
Well, you
something
say you
wrong.
treated it like a child. I mean, not that you would
Treat
hit
you
your
like a
child, but
child.
like a discipline. Yeah,
Right. So the monkey's smart. It's like a small child goes home and he looks at Ronnie and he's bleeding from the lip and he looks at his dad. He goes, "What happened to him?" He goes, "What happened to him? Well, look at the fucking news. He closed the whole freaking Verrazano Bridge, this little motherfucker." He goes,
Jeez.
he goes, I'm peeing my pants while telling this. I'm there looking at life imprisonment. I'm listening to this guy thinking he's fucking funniest thing in the world. Um, And he goes, yeah. He goes, he closed the whole fucking thing. And the monkey knew that Ronnie was defending. He went right at the monkey, gave him a hug. He gave Ronnie a hug, like, and pointed to his father, like, you scumbag.
Wow,
But
wow.
yeah. But it was amazing. But Ronnie was we're making him out to be like this playful guy and all, but he was involved in a big hit. That Sonny Black hit. You know how it went down. Frank Lino was his captain. He wanted to get in good graces with. Check out our episode of the three captains. Frankly, wanted to get in good with Joe Messino. Joe Messino told him Sonny had to go for bringing Donnie Brasco into the mix. We all know this story if you're into that mob stuff. And they bring him up to Ronnie's house. I think it was Ronnie's dad's house actually. So they
Yeah, it was
bring him there.
apparently a Filocomo family residence. Yeah.
Yeah. So they take him there, and Frank Lino pushes Sonny down the stairs, and apparently Sonny knew what was going to go on. As he hits the bottom, Rob Lino Sr., um, Robert Lino's dad, if you're familiar with the mob stuff, whatever, shoots him right in the chest. And as he's going to shoot him again, Sonny says, "Make it count this time," and the gun freaking jams. And here comes Filicomo, and he finishes him off with 2 shots in the face. Monkey Man does. But that's we'll get into Sonny Black and that whole crew.
Almost like somebody's uncle dropping a gun, and then Georgie from Canada has to step in, and I'm just
Yeah, but
fucking.
my uncle's no Fredo. I make it. I would love to make him sound like that, but he was far
No,
from
no,
it.
I know. I'm just fucking with you, but
He
that's
was
interesting though.
he was
With the
stern, he was
chimp,
strong, and he could be an asshole. Huh?
it's interesting though with the chimp because that's not the only mob associate I've heard of having a chimp. I mean, if you look at, I mean, by the '80s, but when Ronnie had him, this chimp was either dead or given away or something. But Broadway Freddie, Freddie Denomi, Roy DeMeo crew member,
Hmm.
race car driver,
Sure.
turned killer essentially. He had a chimp named Susie, and she was a
I
bit
wonder
of
if they were related.
she, and if you want to talk about people who, another guy who with a chemical imbalance, I mean, I don't think anybody would argue that if you know that story. Um, rest in peace, Broadway Freddie. But he had a chimp named Susie who was, a fixture around, Canarsie, Flatlands area, Foster Avenue. Yeah, so interesting. A couple of mob guys with chimps. I'm sure there's a bunch. I mean, of course, the Bonannos, they had what, fucking lions or whatever, all types of weird shit, right?
Yeah, you got to be a little fucking strange to have those kind of animals in your
Yeah.
house. Even the smells alone, you know what I mean? It's like having Tony Pizza over. Um, no, I'm just kidding, Tony. Shout out.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, back to that. He had to eventually get rid of it because he does find a woman, a real woman. Not that trans women are not real, and the monkey got jealous. One day he's kissing his wife. He's saying his future wife on the couch, and it happened a couple of times. The monkey went right on top of her head and started playing the drums with her head. You know what I mean, with his hands. And he's like, "Wow, if I don't get him out of here soon, he's gonna hurt this woman." So he said it was one of the saddest days in his life. He took the monkey to the Central Park Zoo. And when he took him to the Central Park Zoo, he left the monkey there, but the monkey couldn't get acclimated with the other monkeys real quick because he was a house monkey. You know what I mean? The other ones already had their. The monkeys are mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and he would go visit Stacy the monkey every day, and he'd cry. He'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he was depressed. He wouldn't eat. He couldn't understand why he was doing this to him. And that's pretty selfish. You make this monkey part of your life for
Yeah.
6 years, and then you throw him back in the wild, thinking he's gonna adapt, and it's pretty hard. Finally, like after 3 weeks, a month, he starts coming around. He starts eating everything, and guess who comes back again? Freaking his
Oh,
monkey man. The
visiting him?
zookeeper.
Visiting him?
Yeah, visiting the
Yeah.
Stacy, the monkey, and they basically tell him, bro, you can't come here no more because the the uh the monkey. He goes, the monkey. Every time he sees you, he goes into depression again, and he don't eat and everything. He goes, the best thing, either you take him, they said, take him back, or you just don't come back. And he didn't go back.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, like, cause, like, like you said, I mean, the thing, the chimp got really depressed, and chimps can be, like you said, they could be fucking brutal. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, like, when they put the hidden cameras in the jungle. I mean, they play catch with other little monkeys and they eat them, and like they cannibalize monkeys, they
Oh
throw them
yeah,
across
they
trees,
rip them apart.
they
The
rip them
gorillas, yeah.
apart,
Oh fuck
and
yeah.
even yeah, I mean, and they are, they're more similar to us than many people might think. I mean, even we
Oh
share a
very.
DNA in the high
Mhm.
90s or something like that. But even like giving them drinks at the bar, I mean, you could definitely turn a chimp into an alcoholic real quick doing
Oh,
some
and
shit.
a crazed one. I mean, like
Yeah,
freaking. We have human beings who shouldn't be drinking, and they do, and somebody's gonna say something smart, but but
yeah, yeah.
when it comes down to it, fucking like they are. You know what it is? They get really dangerous once they hit puberty, especially the
Uh-huh.
males.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, Once they hit puberty, they get really dangerous. That's when they suggest that you give them to a better environment. But yeah, he had this monkey, and he was a weirdo for sure. But
Yeah, yeah. It
those
takes a
stories,
certain
I
type.
never forgot them. They were entertaining and I hope you guys get entertained by them
No, this is
yourselves.
great, and you're right, it takes a certain type of person. I remember where I grew up in Queens, there used to be this guy that had a dog, and I don't know what it was, like one of them small monkeys, like one of the little spider monkey type things, and he would walk around the neighborhood with the dog, and the monkey would just lay on the dog's back, and he was like the local monkey guy or whatever. There's always like some eccentric weirdo in every neighborhood that's on some shit like that,
Oh yeah, we had a guy with a German Shepherd who used to jump the hydrants. You know how the hydrants are narrow,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like, he used to go right there and just stay there. He'd make them jump on it.
yeah.
And the dog's name was Joe. This was in Ridgewood. He would start from the corner, and the kids, you'd have him wearing a bandana. It was a dog trainer. And
Yeah.
this dog could jump on a mailbox when he was younger and just stay there until he told him. He didn't even look at him. He goes, "What?" He had this one thing that he didn't even have to look at the dog. And he goes, "You want to see him come?" He goes, "Okay." and he probably did something with his foot or something. I don't know, and the dog would come, and he was like he was part of my neighborhood, Joe the German Shepherd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
back to Filocomo. Back to
yeah.
Filocomo though. So 2004, he'd plead guilty to the Sonny Black incident in 1981, but he'd also plead guilty to being involved in the slaying of Ronald. I mean Ronald, Michael, Mikey Bear Aiello, which occurred in 1980, actually the year prior to the Sonny Black incident. What can you tell me about that?
Basically, what I knew about that wasn't much, but this Aiello, Bear Aiello, no relations to the Aiellos, Bonanno Aiellos, but he dated one of his superiors in the mob world's niece, and he got her hooked up or gave her a bad dosage of some kind of drug. Kid passed, she OD'd, and the family were upset, and he paid with his life. And that's what
Okay.
I the good old days, right? Imagine you could do that these days, fucking with this fentanyl coming down.
Oh yeah.
People,
Yeah.
shit, it's sad, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what happened. He tried to appeal that case that says that the Mike that yellow guy, the bear yellow, is still alive, and
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
'cause they never found the body. That was his. He asked for an appeal so he could get out of jail earlier. But he was in bad shape back then. I'm surprised that he's out, and they didn't give him the compassionate release.
Yeah, he
Um,
got out in I think 2021. He got out. But yeah, that's funny. He
mhm.
was trying to appeal that Ayala case, and they even like found another Michael Ayala who they said, "Oh, this might be the guy." And they were like, they were trying to prove that this other guy running around, Michael Ayala, might have been the guy because they didn't know if the other one was actually killed because they claimed he was still alive. But it didn't work.
Nah,
It
it
never.
didn't work well. Well,
Uh,
that's a typical Ronnie Filocomo story um, to get out of something. That's the type of person he was. We used to go to co-defendant meetings, and he used to be in the corner doing the Three Stooges skits, and Joe Messino used to crack up. And,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we were all fucked. I mean, it was like we'd go down there just to eat the sandwiches out of the vending machines. The lawyers, we used to send them and get them for us.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I told him one time. I go, this guy's talking too much. I told Joe that. He goes, what are you talking about? He's up there. He's talking details and stuff. I don't even want to repeat. But you might want to tell him to shut the fuck up, or we'll throw him off the fucking rail or something. I don't know. At the time, I did not think of telling. I just found it. I was just exhausted with everybody fucking in this case that was way bigger than me fucking starting to talk.
Yeah, it's
And
funny. I mean, it's funny.
yeah,
I know that life could be really ruthless, especially back in the 70s and 80s when these guys were getting clipped. But just hearing these stories, and I know you mentioned that you were surprised that he didn't get whacked. It almost seems like either they kept him around for amusement, or even if they wanted to, maybe they felt bad. They were like, we can't whack Ronnie. He's all right. He's all right. Don't worry about it, or something like that. I mean, because like you said, I mean, he was corrections, right?
hmm
I'm sure he was involved in a high profile hit. I mean, I'm sure they must have thought he was a liability at some point.
now the Bonanno family was like similar to the Bonanno family after Joe Messino, and the
Uh-huh.
Bonanno family right after that three captain hit, which had similarities. The inductees were a little bit definitely on the cusp of shady.
Okay.
It's similar to 2004, 2005 after Messino flips. Okay, what was going on there, or even 2003? They had like they were making fucking guys that would have never got made. I mean, a correction officer. Why would you even entertain the fact of bringing a correction officer to a fucking hit? Um, I know Joe got away with it for a long time by the secret of his brother-in-law. It probably had to scare him once his brother-in-law started talking. Was he gonna say he didn't know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was there a
Yeah,
difference? So
talking about
Ronald Filocomo was also a corrections officer. Was there a difference in their occupation though, or they were they
yeah,
both in a
yeah.
facility or
No, one wasn't. Sal used to transport prisoners
okay.
one place to the other where Filocomo usually, you could see him in his correction officer garb when he worked there. His thing was that his dad, I believe, was made. I'm not sure. To all you crazies out there or into that stuff, look it up. Um, but I'm it was more like I don't know, but there was a lot of drugs involved too there. With that whole fucking crew too. So they were doing a lot of desperate, happy, fucking go lucky type of shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, this
I mean, they
is
used to go. They used to. I mean, he was one that they always used to fuck around with. They used to go to his house all fucked up. I'm talking about Filocomo. You had Tommy Karate, Frank Lino, Kojak. They all used to go to his house, freaking wake him up at 4 in the morning, either ask him for money, fucking just like take over his living room while his wife was upstairs sleeping and start doing coke.
he was a money guy, though, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what saved him, probably. That he did have money management. That'll save anybody
Yeah, yeah,
ongoing flow. But I
yeah,
mean, listen, old Frank Verlino would have probably never done anything with a correction officer other than fucking give him money to take care of somebody that's in there.
yeah,
Um, but I'd definitely be wary after a couple of years if I went to bed with somebody that was involved in a murder. You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
That was a correction officer. Yeah, I would
Sure.
be like, I'm surprised. There was always theory that Joe wanted to kill Sal, and I wonder if that ever came into his fucking head that this guy was a correction officer one time.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. That's why I said, like, I don't know, maybe
Uh,
they had a, I don't know, they liked him. I mean, he was maybe just a weird guy. And I don't, you never know. They just take
but they were a
exception to
weird
people.
crew. They were a fucking weird
Yeah,
crew. That whole karate crew. You had that Ganji guy. Freaking,
yeah, yeah,
he told without fucking even not even being in trouble. He started got Frank Ganji eventually. If the youth don't know, he was Tommy Karate's one of Tommy Karate's guys. Okay,
yeah,
this guy
yeah,
gets
yeah,
picked up at a fucking red light. And he's all on fucking every drug under the sun. The cop goes, "Bro, you gotta pull over, gotta talk to you." And he starts yapping to this freaking street cop about
yeah,
murders and heads being chopped off and everything. He goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I think maybe let's hold the phone here. Maybe you should talk to somebody else." They take him to a precinct, and he
yeah.
divulges everything over a freaking red light.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he would have got he was gonna go down eventually, but yeah, I don't know. Some guys, I mean, I can't imagine. He was obviously, according to him, he was extremely traumatized. He had claimed that other people that did things with Tommy were also traumatized. Um, but I don't know. And but yeah, I mean, listen, when the judge gave Ganji 10 years, I mean, he was complaining. I mean, the judge was like, "Bro, you fucking admitted to like numerous homicides. Like, what are you even complaining about, bro? You're getting 10 fucking years. Shut up." But I guess he was that type of guy. I don't know.
Yeah, they chopped the woman's head off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the hell? And he brought her there too. Yeah,
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he
I
got
don't
10 and he was crying about it. He was like, "Come on, what the hell?"
fuck him. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But who the fuck am I? I mean, I
Then
don't
he
know.
was complaining one time on one of these content creators' Facebook page. Somebody who fucking claims, that she hates rats and everything like that, but yet might have one in her family. Um, oh, your dad was a great man. I hate ratting. Was the worst thing I ever did. At least he admits it. Well, yeah, no, he just he's mad that they gave him 10 years. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, he was mad about it. He was, I mean, this is well documented that he was complaining about his 10 years. And hey, listen, buddy, you were involved in numerous homicides.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
Tommy got life. I mean, there was a bunch of people on that case. I know Billy Bright got like 17 years, but he got murdered in prison, so it didn't work out well for him. Bunch
Billy
of other
Bright. That's right. Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Um,
His sister always felt that somebody set him up. I was friends with the people that knew the family.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, the story's out there. I mean, we're not fucking breaking news. The guy who
no,
was apparently responsible, Mark Ryder, who just passed away, that's always been out there that he somehow hired
okay.
the AB to whack him out in
AB,
prison.
right, 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 right.
I mean, listen, who knows? I mean, we're not here to solve a case, but that's been out there for a while.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
has
guys,
been. Yes, I heard that 20 years ago. By the way.
yeah, Kojak, of course, he's still in prison.
Hmm.
He had a bunch of guys in that case. That's what, Frank. Not to go off topic, but Tommy Patera, the what the government deemed the Patera crew is almost similar to like the Mayo crew, where it's like 20 something people,
Oh yeah.
and it's very similar in that sense, where it's like 20 something people that they dubbed the Patera crew. It's only like one or two guys who maybe might be made, and then it's just like this ragtag fucking crew of people who are just willing to kill, willing to sell
Oh yeah,
drugs.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You had women involved in that indictment. There was a couple of women that got wrapped up that were in the drug opera. Very interesting case that I think maybe we can get into that one day.
Yeah, anytime you get a made guy and he's kind of fucking out of it, a little out there, and with a whole bunch of misfits around him, guys that he doesn't even want to take around his made guy friends because he feels that they're just too out there for him. Either be drug addicts or just violent individuals, not or just mental case incidents. That's what you get. You get the Mayo crew. You get the karate. Tommy Karate's crew. It doesn't become Cosa Nostra anymore. It's like the hell. It's like it becomes like the Irish guys out in fucking Hell's Kitchen. You know, the Westies. That's what becomes of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's what happens. You know, and I remember me and a friend of mine. We used to go to. We were around Vito Grimaldi, and we'd go over there, and we would sit, and we'd go meet up with Mini Asaro, and he came up to us always. No, he came off to us as being this fucking guy that was ready to do anything, and we were like, "Yeah, imagine we were with somebody like that. We'd fucking be." I said, "Yeah, we'd be indicted tomorrow night." You know, so
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
all about the person that leads you too. You know,
Of course.
it doesn't have to be that what. And people love those stories. People like that. That's not the mob. That's just fucking degeneracy. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anyone who knows me from NYC Crime Spot, I've spoken about the Mayo crew at length,
Mhm.
and that's Paul Castellano, Nino Gaggi, DeMeo, and then like a bunch of guys that Paul Castellano never even heard their fucking names before. I mean, and
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, some of them got made later, but it's just like this oddball mix of characters, and they all have one thing in common: they're willing to kill, and they're willing to deal drugs, and they're willing to steal, and it's just sometimes in history that happens. You get these fucking degenerates, they come together, and like you said, it's not what we think of, Cosa Nostra. That's not kind of the picture of it. But in
Mm-mm.
a way, Cosa Nostra, I mean, I guess indirectly enables it. I mean, in my
No,
opinion.
no, it's a watered down version of the mafia. You know now you even your members are doing drugs now too, and they're doing crimes that are pretty drug fueled. And this was going on in Sicily too in the '80s. With Todoriana's guys, they were killing people left and right, family members. I mean, dismemberments, strangulations, just crazy of pregnant women, of little kids. And the drug factor came in. A lot of things came in. Just the quality of people too. People that just would have never been in that life 20 years before. But it is what it is. That's not my problem no more. That's theirs.
Yep, yep, and history will deal with it. Well, this has been pretty funny, man. What's funny? It's like that photo of Neil with the chimp, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't even think I was trying to find. I mean, maybe it's on some forum somewhere. Maybe someone on the Black Hand forum or whatever talked about it. But just in a quick search, I was trying to find if anybody identified whose monkey it was or whatever, or whose chimp it was.
Oh,
Don't.
I know
Yeah,
somebody that actually knew the monkey back in the day.
yeah,
I don't know him personally. I met him through well, shout out to Gunsmoke show. Rob Jean, he was
yeah.
always in that
Rob, shout out to
area.
Rob Jean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he confirmed everything I said about what I've heard from Ronnie. So,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was
Rob Jean
there
is,
during those days, and a lot of people that grew up in that area too, in the area of Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, whatever. Um, they remember the monkey.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing like me. Like I've gotten emails from people from Canarsie or Flatlands telling me stories about Susie the chimp on Foster Avenue at Broadway Fred, fucking Susie the
They should have
chimp in the
hooked up.
tree, just crazy stuff, just wild shit, man. But this
They
is
should
good. You
have
have
hooked
any
up.
like as far as the Neil photo, you have any backstory to what that would have been? Like where would he take that thing where Neil would be and all these people dressed? Was that like a wedding or something? I mean, the thing is wearing a
Possibly.
suit, I think.
Yeah, it looked like one of those weddings or something,
That's
Italian
crazy,
weddings,
dude. Who brought the
possibly.
chimp to the wedding? I mean, that's wild.
No, according to Rob, he'd say that was an occurrence. It did happen.
That's
So there
funny,
you
man.
go. There you have it. You know.
All right, Ronald, Monkey Man Filocomo, you're out of prison. Hope you're living the life, walking the straight path, and we wish you well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.